No one does what we do. I spent 12 years outside the UK building ecosystems in Africa, Ethiopia, Nigeria and Croatia. And why did I do that? Because I wanted to understand the difference between pasture systems and arable systems, perennial systems and arable systems, and tropical environments and temperate environments. We live in temperate systems. I've been back in the UK 7 years. I've got a group called the Biome Group, 3 companies, and what we do, firstly, we're taking food waste from a range of different food companies. We take that food waste in and we turn it over to different biological materials, everything from high-end compost, vermicompost, fungi compost. I'm mostly doing that with food companies. And why we're doing that? Because we want to reduce their scope 3 emissions. At the same time, food companies need to kind of increase their regenerative and circular work, particularly on farms, to eliminate their scope 3 emissions. So what we do, we take that food waste, yeah, we turn it into kind of biomass, and then what do? We build complex ecosystems. I am not in the business of building or planting trees. What I'm in the business of is building complex ecosystems which have a food element all the time. And that's why we work with the largest food companies, Compass Group, Levy, Quad, Cisco, Fresh Direct, the list goes on. And the reason they're working with us because we know how to design food systems that have all the ecosystem services element to it. In terms of our first ecosystem in the UK, I've decided to choose one of the hardest ecosystems to transition. The uplands of Yorkshire, 250 metres above sea level, traditional pasture system, sheep for at least 100 years, and working with the original farmer, Derek Greenwood, 84 years old, never left Yorkshire, never had a passport, virtually lived in that block all his life. And it's important that as we kind of transition to more complex ecosystems, we need to support farmers to make that transition. In terms of the food that we produce, I produce apples, pears, damson, quinces, juniperberry, elderberry, a whole range of products on the ecosystems what we've developed. Where does that food go? As well as all the ecosystem services. So our ecosystems put more carbon in the soil, raise the biodiversity and increase food production, which is ideal for our climate. The food goes into stadiums, particularly football stadiums, just into the VIP bit. So we can't sell apples and pears and damsons to Levy, a food service company. What we need to do is increase the value on that food. So what do? Fermentation, dehydration and cold pressing. So we increase the food. So we don't sell apples and pears, but what we do sell is a fermented elderflower and pear product. And that product fits very, very nicely on the VIP menu. So what we're trying to do is build circular and regenerative systems. And where do we get this knowledge from? 4.5 billion years ago, water, hydrology is the most important part of an ecosystem. 3.5 billion years ago, photosynthesis. That's the only reason we can eat today. Yeah, it's the only reason our Earth system is circular. And let me be straight, our Earth system does not recycle, it upcycles continuously. This is where we got our understanding of circular infrastructure. And then after photosynthesis, what happens? Fungus, 1.5 billion years ago. And then just 450 million years ago, soil. Soil is like the younger sister of the 4. If you don't have hydrology, you don't have photosynthesis, you don't have fungus, you can't create soil. In terms of complex ecosystems, you need to use them 4 elements. So when we speak about transitioning landscapes, yeah, from a traditional landscape into a regenerative, what does it look like? It looks like in Yorkshire, 56 water features across 37 hectares. You ain't seen that nowhere else in the UK, I can tell you that. Berms, swales, dams, whole range of eco-water, what basically connects the whole system. And then we add agroforestry. This is what I'm an expert in. This is what I was doing in Africa. Agroforestry is a way of stacking biological functionality, stacking ways of growing different foods in an ecosystem, put as much carbon in and raise that biodiversity and produce the food. This is what the Bio Group does. Microloops, they turning biomass into our farms, the farms into the food into the food service to VIP. Bim, bam, bosh. Simple as that. Thank you very much.